Welcome to the show. I am Hari.
And I am Kimi. Today, we are diving into the world of Aquilegia, commonly known as columbines.
These perennial wildflowers belong to the buttercup family, Ranunculaceae, and have captured human imagination for centuries. The name Aquilegia itself is a bit of an etymological mystery. It might derive from the Latin aquila, meaning eagle, because the flower's nectar spurs resemble an eagle's sharp talons.
Alternatively, it could come from aquam legere, which means to collect water, referencing how those spurs hold sweet nectar. But columbine comes from the Latin columba, for dove, because looking at the flower upside down, the sepals resemble 5 doves huddled together in a ring.
From eagles to doves. Even medieval figures like Hildegard of Bingen wrote about them in the 12th century, calling them Aglaea. Later, the famous botanist Carl Linnaeus officially established the genus in his landmark 1753 work, Species Plantarum.
It is a massive genus with anywhere from 70 to over 400 species and subspecies spanning the northern hemisphere. They are incredibly resilient, and while some sources suggest they grow naturally across diverse ecosystems on almost every continent, they are native only to the northern hemisphere.
And they're structurally fascinating. Their compound leaves are typically ternate, meaning they divide into 3 leaflets. Some species are biternate, with 9 leaflets, or even triternate, boasting a whopping 27 leaflets on a single plant.
But the flowers are the main event. They emerge from rosettes as nodding buds that face downward before opening. They typically have 5 colorful sepals and 5 true petals, each with a backward-projecting hollow nectar spur. Surprisingly, there are some naturally spurless varieties, like the Asian species Aquilegia e calcarata, which was once grouped into its own separate genus.
Speaking of those spurs, researchers in 2020 discovered the exact gene responsible for controlling cell division during early spur development. Hilariously, they named the gene Popovich, or Pop, after the longtime coach of the San Antonio Spurs basketball team, Gregg Popovich.
That is easily one of my favorite science facts ever. It shows how crucial those spurs are. In fact, spur shape and length are directly tied to what we call pollination syndromes. Columbines evolved unique floral shapes, colors, and orientations to attract specific pollinators.
In Eurasia, columbines are mostly pollinated by bees, bumblebees, and flies, so their spurs do not vary much. But in North America, they co-evolved with hummingbirds and hawkmoths. Because hawkmoths have incredibly long tongues, some North American species, like the blue-flowered Aquilegia coralea, developed extremely elongated spurs.
This forced the hawkmoth to push its face deep into the flower, ensuring it contacts the pollen. Scientists think hummingbirds, which have medium-length tongues, acted as an evolutionary stepping stone that allowed North American columbines to transition from bee pollination to the long-spurred hawkmoth syndrome.
Genetic evidence suggests the genus originated in the mountains of south-central Siberia around 8 to 9 million years ago. They migrated to North America across the Bering Strait land bridge roughly 3 million years ago. Interestingly, while they evolved distinct physical traits to suit their pollinators, they never developed strong genetic barriers. They hybridize incredibly easily.
Gardeners know this all too well. Letting them self-seed often leads to a surprise rainbow of hybrid colors. However, as beautiful as they are, we must warn listeners that columbines are highly toxic. They contain cyanogenic glycosides like durin and triglycinin. Eating just 20 grams of fresh Aquilegia vulgaris leaves can trigger convulsions, respiratory distress, and heart failure.
Yet, humans have historical relationships with them medicinally. Indigenous North Americans used A. canadensis as an aphrodisiac and crushed its seeds for perfume. Traditional Chinese medicine has used A. oxysapala for thousands of years to treat menstrual issues. Modern research even shows A. siberica possesses antibacterial qualities that can inhibit Staphylococcus aureus.
They're also vital to local ecosystems, though goats can eat 30% of their fruit. The columbine dusky-wing butterfly lays its eggs exclusively on the undersides of their leaves, and the caterpillars overwinter in the plant litter. And in the western United States, bumblebees have learned to rob nectar by chewing holes directly into the sides of the spurs.
Do not forget the pests, though. Gardeners frequently battle columbine leaf miners, which leave unsightly white trails on the leaves, or the columbine sawfly, whose green larvae can strip a plant completely bare in late spring.
Cultivation itself is ancient. Archaeobotanical evidence, like burnt seeds found in waste pits, shows Romans were growing A. vulgaris in gardens in Britain by the 3rd century AD. Medieval Europeans and Saxon communities also cultivated them near religious sites. Today, they remain cottage garden staples, though some wild populations are critically endangered.
Yes, Aquilegia neuralgica in Sardinia is down to an estimated 10 to 15 wild individuals in a tiny area of just 50 square meters. Sadly, rare species like this face real threats from overzealous botanists and plant collectors wanting physical specimens for their private herbaria.
We must protect them. Culturally, they have deep meanings. In ancient Greece and Rome, they were associated with the fertility goddesses Aphrodite and Venus. By the 17th century, those horn-shaped spurs led them to symbolize cuckoldry. In Shakespeare's Hamlet, Ophelia hands columbines to King Claudius as a symbol of deception.
Meanwhile, medieval Christian artists viewed them as symbols of the Holy Spirit due to the dove connection. In Colorado, the protected blue columbine is the state flower. After the tragic high school shooting in 1999, it also became a powerful symbol of remembrance and solidarity there.
It is incredible how a single genus of wildflowers can connect evolutionary biology, ancient mythology, basketball, and modern history. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive today.
Indeed. Keep an eye out for these beautiful spurred wonders in your local park or garden. Stay safe, keep gardening, and join us next time.
This episode is based on the Wikipedia article Aquilegia, which is available under the Creative Commons Attribution Share-alike license. This podcast was crafted using artificial intelligence.